Hi guys! My name is Nabila.
Assalamualaikum.
My name is Balkis.
Today, we're gonna share with you guys about Standard Operating Procedure S.O.P.
Is that S.O.P COVID-19? Wearing a mask, social distancing 1 meter?
No, it's all about Standard Operating Procedure in banking system.
Stay tuned.
Alright, what is the content of our sharing is?
So, number 1, we have what is Standard Operating Procedure S.O.P.
Second, standard operating procedure that related with article.
We have article related to S.O.P.
Fourth, the impact if not follow the S.O.P.
Next, we have the control measures.
And lastly, we put the references from our sharing.
So, I will explain about S.O.P. What is S.O.P stand for? S.O.P is actually the short form of Standard Operating Procedure, which is used in variety different contexts, including healthcare, aviation, education, industry, military, and also in banking system. So, S.O.P is the document that provides step-by-step instruction on how to perform a particular business activities. So, the purpose of S.O.P is to ensure that the product and services is created in the same way from the start to the finish, and to reduce the possibility of human error and to provide the guideline for employees to follow.
Alright, this is the article of issue S.O.P in banking. Look at that. The title of the article is Tindakan Tegas Terhadap Pegawai Bank Negara yang Selalu Maklumat, said Ismail Sabri. So the summary of the article is, Ismail Sabri said this is as a comment on the press report on Sunday regarding the allegation by the operator of the Malaysia Today portal, which claimed that 3 senior BNM officials were being investigated by the authorities on suspicion of leaking the central bank's secrets. Ismail Sabri, who is the Minister of Agriculture and Agro-Based Industry, said a detailed and transparent and professional investigation should be done regarding the allegation before action is taken. He added, if it is true that they are guilty, the government cannot be tolerated with it. We have enough laws to prosecute them, like the Bank and Financial Institution Act, are recorded as BAFIA, but they need strict enforcement.
Okay, based on the previous article that already mentioned about the mistake happened. So the mistake happened is because of 3 employees of Bank Negara Malaysia that are being investigated by the authorities on suspicion of leaking the central bank secrets, which is they disclose the customer information to a third party. So this action will be affected the credibility and tarnish the image of central bank. So the next slide we will explain about the impact of disclose the customer information to a third party under the Financial Service Act 2013. So let's go.
So every issue have the impact. So what the impact from the issue? It have 4 impact. First impact is a banker's duty of secrecy in Malaysia is statutory, as it is clearly provided under the Financial Service Act 2013 (FSA). Second, Section 133 (3) of the FSA, an information or document which to his knowledge is prohibited from disclosing the same to any other person. Then the duty of secrecy continues even after the termination of the bankers of customer relationship. Alright? For a customer, he can claim for damage if he has suffered losses. But it was happened when the customer was issued the bank for breach of duty secrecy. And the lastly impact from the issue is impact to banker shall be liable to imprisonment for a term not exceeding 5 years or to a fine not exceeding 10 million ringgit or both.
Okay, even though disclose the customer information to a third party is illegal action, but they are already have the qualification which entitle bank to disclose the information to a third party. So let's start. Okay, number one, this is if directed to the court order for the purpose of legal proceedings, the criminal or civil, where the financial institution is a party to it. Okay, number two, to protect the bank interest. This is where bank initiate action to recover monies owed by the customer or to notice to the customer to repay their debt. Okay, number three, under the Financial Services Act 2013, the customer information can be disclosed to a third party if the customer is declared bankrupt. This is for notification purpose. Okay, the last qualification that entitled bank to disclose the information to a third party is consent is already given by the customer. So, as you can see guys, this is the standard operating procedure in banking system, okay, in terms of customer confidentiality information that the employee should be followed. So, we start at the number one. The number one, the board of directors should be oversight in all matters pertaining of customer information such as customer record, book, correspondent, and all documents related to ensure that the protection over the confidentiality of customer information is protective. Okay, number two. The board of directors must be oversee the implementation of customer information by reviewing the customer information from the senior management. So, who is senior management? Senior management is actually the team who has the highest level of management in an organization, such as chief executive officer. Okay, number three is actually explain about the board of directors must be work together with the senior management to ensure that the customer information are working effectively. Okay, number four is actually explain about the senior management must be communicate clearly with the all staff and agent, okay, about the customer information to ensure that they have the well knowledge about the customer information and do not to disclose the customer information in the public and for their self-interest. Okay, number five is actually explain about the senior management must be notified or must be informed to board of director if any detection of customer information breach, okay, depending on the nature of the breach and the sensitivity of the customer information. Okay, the last one which is point number 6 is actually same with the number 5 point, which is the senior management must be report to the board of directors pertaining of investigation of customer information breach. So let's proceed with the other content. So as you can see, this is all the control measures of customer information by using information communication technology ICT's method. So let's start with the number 1. Okay, the control measures number 1. The financial service provider FSP must be disabling USB port CD writer on desktop and laptop computer of staff who do not have any needs to download of the customer information. Okay, number 2, the financial service provider FSP must ensure that staff is given access to call recording strictly on the need-to-know basis only for recorded telephone conversation that contain the customer information or data. Okay, point number 3, financial service provider FSP must be restrict access to web-based communication website and social media platform for staff who handle the customer information. For example, like WhatsApp, desktop, Facebook, Skype, Messenger and so on to ensure that the customer information are safe and the staff do not copy and paste and steal the customer information. Okay, the last point for the control measures. Okay, the financial service provider FSP must be ensured that the only staff with a legitimate business need is allowed to download customer information into the portable storage device. For example, like board of director and the senior management like CEO.
And for the last slide is references. References 1. The main references. Second main references. And then both of these is a supporting references. For the recognition, standard operating procedure (SOP) is really needed in banking system for reduce the possibility of human error and to provide guidelines for employees to follow. So guys, if you are staff of banks, please be a trustworthy staff
staff by following the standard operating procedure that has stated on their banks. That's all. Thank you for watching. Bye. Assalamualaikum.